It's just one last very brief video, and I just thought I'd explain something. So over here, last year we planted a few fruit trees. We've already got some buds coming out on some, so we know some of them are doing really well, are happy. Others we didn't have any activity on last year. I think that was one of them there. That was a plum tree that we bought very cheap from Pound Stretchers, so it might have been exposed for too long. We don't know, we just gave it a chance, we popped it in. So once we see or don't see any budding activity, then we'll know that some of them didn't make it. If you ever have this happen to you, don't take out the tree straight away. Reason being, there is a lot of nutrients in the tree. As it decomposes, it's going to feed the other trees that are actually alive. It's called companion planting. So if you've ever come across, there's an Australian guy called, his YouTube channel is called Weedy Garden. He does something very similar. He'll plant trees very close together. If one dies, it feeds the other tree, that tree becomes stronger. So I just thought I'd mention that if you're doing anything very similar. Of course, most sort of horticultural societies say plant your trees sort of further apart. We knew that some of these might not make it, so we just wanted to see, and there was no point in sort of spacing them out if we were going to have that issue. So by planting them closer together, any that do die, they're going to feed the ones that survive. So once that's happened, once they start to rot back, we'll just cut them back to sort of base level and just allow what's left of the rootstock then just to decompose. It's going to feed the soil. So whenever you can, guys, don't just rip out something that's dead unless it's like, you know, brambles, that sort of thing. Another thing to note as well, if you are going to plant particularly plum trees like to have more air around them. So this is why we've got a Victoria, I think it's either a Victoria or a green gage over here. Sorry, it's been such a long time, I've actually forgotten a few of the things. I know it is a plum tree. That's why I planted this over here, because we had an allotment last year. The guy that had it before us had planted his plum trees very close together, and they got really bad rot. Like, all the plums just rotted. We had a massive problem with wasps because of the rotting fruit, and the whole tree got diseased. We had to cut them down. So to avoid that, give your plum trees plenty of air. They need air around those roots, they need air around their branches. They should do really well. Apples and things like that tend to be a little bit better. I think cherries can be a bit like plums in that respect, but again, just see how you go. But I do know from experience, plum trees need a lot more air around them than other fruit trees. Okay?